Hey folks, this is the Spring Summer Royal Empress tree update. So here's the first one that I planted. And I want to go over some pros and cons that I'm finding out. I read about this, for a long time before I actually bought one and stuck it in the ground. And a lot of the complaints about these were they're invasive, they'll take over the whole country, kill them if you ever see them, whatever. You can read the online reviews and stuff about these. In my experience, if you plant one of these trees, let it grow and leave it alone, it'll do quite well. You may want to go up there and trim some of the odd looking branches, but overall it makes a really nice tree. And if you've seen the video of the tree 2 blocks away from my house, it's a little bigger than this one, maybe the same size. And that tree is, I think, 15 years old or so. This tree was planted in 2012 and allowed to grow since 2013. So that's a good 5-year tree. The trunk is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yes, trees do, but usually not this fast. So, in my education, my experience of messing with these trees is if you go and you cut a root, at the end of that root, you're going to get another tree. So here's a tree that came up last year. And for a 1-year-old tree, it's kind of big. There it is at the top. As an experiment, before I do anything with these, I want to see how tall it'll get if I keep knocking the branches off. That one's pretty darn tall. And if you look at the root system, it's a pretty big root at the bottom. And it comes this way, and I was digging this one down and it just went straight over and down. So here's another one that popped up. Likewise, my experimentation. I want to see how tall it can get. Now the wood on these trees is a lot softer than I expected, but I think they're pretty strong. I've got a pretty good idea that the banister rail on my stairs is made from this wood. And it is so feather light. It's, gosh, 20 foot long. You can hold it with one finger and barely know you're holding it. Extremely light wood. So here's another one. These all came up last year from where I cut roots out of the ground. And I sold some roots, and here's this one. Now, one of the ones I planted last year on purpose is this one. And this, I stuck it on the ground, I think year before last, and I chopped it. Or did I? I don't remember. But you can always go back and look at the videos and see. At any rate, I believe this is a 1-year tree. And look at the size. I can't explain why some root cuttings just explode out of the ground and other root cuttings are a little small, don't do a whole lot. But this one is going to be a giant, I think. So I'm very happy with that one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I put it last year and then left it alone. And the reason I left it alone, I think, I really got to go back and see, is because whenever the roots were already old, so they're pretty much mature roots. So that means that the first year you put them in the ground, you're going to get a show of flowers because the root system is already established. At any rate, let's look at the invasiveness of this. So clearly this one, and this one, those three right there, my fault for cutting the roots. And by nature of the tree, wherever you cut a root, it's going to grow a new tree because the root's in the ground. And that's what they do, is they grow trees. But here's a root that is kind of starting to bulge out of the ground. And I don't think it's going to be a big problem. I figure if it does get to be too high, I just shave it off flush with the ground. The tree may not like it that much, but I'm sure the tree has enough roots off of its little system there not to worry about it. So here are the other two trees. I gave this one away to a friend. His wife made him give it back because it was going to kill the flowers. So this would be the second year, I believe. David, that's your tree. And this one I just stuck there to see what it would do. So far in the backyard, this is what we got. Now probably with these other trees, they're probably not going to stick around. Because long term, I don't think I want this one to grow into my main tree. But here's something I was thinking about. If somebody wanted to do tree shaping and turn trees into creations, I think these would be perfect for that. Because as the tree grows as a small tree, they're green and they're soft and you can bend them and you could probably wire them in the shape you want them to be. This is my redbud tree, rescued from Lowe's on a clearance shelf before it died. So my thinking is, I haven't tried it, for experimentation. You know, there's people that graft on different branches from different trees. You know, graft them to a tree, and that's how you get the mangoes. Is they'll graft on a good mango to some rootstock, and then you get good fruit. But what if you want to shape a tree? And I was curious, what if you get a knife or a saw and you notch this, you lay the tree over, and then you get the green, I can't think of the name right now, and then you graft that together and bind it up. You got a tree that goes up and over and up and make just different weird shapes. Or you can wire them and wire them into a chair, a bench, a bicycle, you know, whatever you want. I think these are totally doable that way. So, if you're in New Mexico and I sent you some roots, let me know how they're doing. I'm not sure if I have your number or not. Anyway, this is the spring / early summer review of the Royal Empress tree. Oh, also, there are, let's see, there are little sprouts wanting to come up out of the ground. And I'm thinking, if you just mow your yard, they're probably not going to be a problem. Where were they? I had some. I guess I've already kicked them all over. At any rate, as soon as I turn the camera off, I'm going to find, oh, here it is. So here's a little one, a little volunteer. And guess what? I don't want it to grow there. So last year and year before last, if they would do this, I'd just pop them off like that and they wouldn't grow back. After the spring's over, you know, the heavy growth period for these trees is over until the next spring. So are they really invasive? I don't think so. In a wild habitat, maybe so. If they get loose in your parks, if they get loose in your wilderness, maybe so. In your yard, they can probably start growing next door, but they mow their yards too, you know, so. And the seeds are sure not going to live here in Texas in the summertime. They just get scorched right away. So, that's it for now. If anything comes up, I'll stick it on YouTube.